What if I told you that inspiration, not talent or even skill, is the real engine of human creativity, and that this isn't just confined to acts of human creativity, but is also integral to the way AI works as well? Allow me to explain. So while every creative, doesn't matter who they are, what they do, might be a musician, might be a filmmaker, writer, or whatever, while they start with learned skills and tools, they're not the most important building blocks of their creative outcomes, because the force that fuels successful original creations is inspiration as a result of influences. Everything we've seen, read, heard, or experienced becomes part of a kind of stew of raw material. And so our imagination isn't, as some people think, a blank canvas where magic happens. It's actually a collage of information. I find this easier to explain with a simple thought experiment. Imagine a person being raised from being a baby to an adult in a room by a robot. Now, they're looked after by the robot, washed, fed and clothed, but they're never taught anything and they're never shown anything of the outside world. No stories, no games, no human interaction, and no language. One day when they've grown up, the robot hands that person some paints, a brush and a canvas. The robot puts the brush in the person's hand, dips it in the paint for them and shows them roughly what to do. At which point instinct kicks in and they start to make marks and shapes on the canvas, and they try and visualize some things they know or things that are in their head. But what's in their head? What can they represent on that canvas? The robot, the food they eat, the clothes they wear, maybe one or all of those things. But it's what they won't paint that's important. They won't paint mountains, they won't paint cities, they won't even paint people because they've never seen them. Creation flows from what we know. We're basically like computers. From the moment we're born, we're uploading information that we come across into our brains. Memories and experiences are like construction materials that we use to build something new. We cut and paste, we remix to create new stuff. Having taught as an art and design lecturer for over 16 years, I've seen this process firsthand many times. It's great to see students arrive to their studies full of ideas, and while the collage of influence they come preloaded with is unique to every individual, you can see bits of culture seeping through in what they do. Dragons, wizards, lightsabers, they're obvious things, but you also see less obvious influences coming through in their work, but it's clear that their life prior to their studies has influenced them and created these kind of ideas in their mind. But to be clear, they're not copying, they're regurgitating fragments of culture through their own unique lens. And that's how everything successful, original and appealing is made. Harry Potter borrowed from Tolkien, Star Wars borrowed from Real World Wars, and Guardians of the Galaxy, that's just like Star Fox on the Super Nintendo, at least in my eyes. The truth is that nothing is created from nothing. It's all remix and it's all collage. So why is it that we look at AI differently? When AI creates an artwork, music track, or video, many people say it's theft or copyright infringement. And I agree, on the surface it does seem like that. It feels like it's copying what others have done before. After all, AI has been trained on human work, sometimes without the consent of the creators. And there's clearly a solid moral argument that that's wrong, and I'm not going to disagree or argue with people who take that stance. But there's an uncomfortable truth that I think we all need to accept. AI isn't actually copying. It's learned to piece together visual elements and creative approaches. And it does that in a strikingly similar way to how we do. Like us, it doesn't store images, music or video on a massive database and then copy it. It learns patterns and it learns styles. Importantly, it learns how humans have made things so that it can then create new original things that humans will like and connect with. The only meaningful distinction is that it's not human and it can do it at lightning speed. And this is where some people are going to flat out disagree with me and probably skip the video in a couple of seconds if they've made it this far. Because while I totally understand that our instinct tells us to fight against this technology as it's taking away jobs and changing the creative industry, doing so is fighting an unwinnable war. And that's because no technology has ever been stopped. Not factories during the Industrial Revolution, not the internet during the digital revolution, not even nuclear weapons that have the power to destroy everything. Because like it or not, if something can be done, it will be done. And AI can create, so people will use it for that. So what do we do? And to remind you, I am a creative myself, so this affects me. Well, I think we should stop shouting at the waves and start surfing them. We can use AI to enhance the process of creating anything that will be distributed digitally. So if you do that as a hobby or as part of your career, then AI can be a valuable part of your process. And for anything handmade, human-made, or live music and that kind of thing, then AI might just be the biggest catalyst in kickstarting a whole new movement of human expression. Because while AI can learn how to create, it can never learn how to feel how we feel, and that's at the heart of creative connection and real art. AI may have its own emotions in the future, and they could be near identical simulations of our own, but they won't be our own. They won't be authentic, they won't be real. Human creativity is fueled by our own unique biological emotions, by love, grief, anger and loss. That fizz of lived experience that machines don't have, that they'll never have. And they don't have it by virtue of the fact they're not human and never can be. That is our advantage. So if you're a creative in any field, here's my advice. Don't waste your energy trying to stop a train that's already left the station and is thundering down the track. Instead, use AI to level up your creative process if you can. And above all, capitalize on the one thing that AI can't do. Be human. Pour your emotions into your work. Communicate your human experience in your creations. Because that, especially now AI is on the scene, is where the future of human creativity lies. So if you just take one thing away from this video, it's that inspiration and influences drive both humans and machines. But we have emotions and we have lived experience. That's still ours, and it always will be. Anyway, thanks so much for listening. Please like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. This video was based on my writing over at layeredfuture.com. If you'd like to explore the full article or browse through other topics, you'll find it all there.